The United States and Ukraine say they have agreed on an updated and refined peace framework to end the war with Russia, a reworked version of an earlier Trump administration plan that Kyiv and its allies had criticized as too lenient on Moscow. In a joint statement after talks in Geneva on Sunday, both sides called the discussions highly productive and said negotiations will continue this week. Details remain under wraps, including how Ukraine's long-term security guarantees will be structured. U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio, who led the talks, said that negotiations have now narrowed the unresolved points in President Donald Trump's 28-point peace proposal.
It is probably the most productive day we have had on this issue. Maybe in the entirety of our engagement, but certainly in a very long time. But work remains, and because this continues to be a working process, you know, I don't want to declare victory or finality here. There's still some work to be done, but we are much further ahead today at this time than we were when we began this morning and where we were a week ago for certain.
Meanwhile, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelenskyy struck a noticeably softer tone towards Washington on Sunday, just hours after U.S. President Donald Trump accused Kyiv of showing zero gratitude for America's latest peace proposal in the high-stakes Geneva negotiations. Remember, earlier in the day, Trump posted on Truth Social that Ukraine's leadership has offered zero gratitude for his peace blueprint, a plan that incorporates several of Moscow's demands. Zelenskyy later responded on X with a more conciliatory message, saying Ukraine was grateful to the United States, to every American heart, and personally to President Trump, noting U.S. weapons have been saving Ukrainian lives. Meanwhile, Ukrainian negotiations in Geneva and the negotiators there say the latest U.S. proposal shows signs of shifting closer to Kyiv's position in the war. European officials, meanwhile, have stepped into the Geneva talks with their own counter-proposal to the U.S. peace plan, pushing back against limits on Ukraine's military and rejecting any preset territorial concessions. European Commission President Ursula von der Leyen underlined that Ukraine's borders cannot be changed by force, its army cannot be weakened to the point of vulnerability, and the EU must play a central role in any final agreement.
We have agreed on the main elements necessary for a just and lasting peace and Ukraine's sovereignty. And let me highlight three of them. First, borders cannot be changed by force. Second, as a sovereign nation, there cannot be limitations on Ukraine's armed forces that would leave the country vulnerable to future attack and thereby also undermining European security. Third, the centrality of the European Union in securing peace for Ukraine must be fully reflected.